Hey guys, it's Javad. I normally like to do these kind of videos in my house or in my workshop, but due to the sheer size of this product, I'm just having to do it on my front porch, and there's kind of some shade and sun, so I apologize about that. But I don't know, I'm sure you guys saw that Dayton released the 21-inch Kracken subwoofer recently, and I had my eye on it, and they had told me last year that they were working on this, and so I wanted to grab one as soon as they came out and do a project with it. I've never used a 21-inch driver. I've done a number of projects with 18-inch drivers, and I've always been interested in 21-inch. And I think it's about time Dayton came out with something like this. I think the market could use it, and I think it was around $600. So a couple specs on this subwoofer. The resonant frequency is about 26 hertz, so it's not as low as say an Ultimax. So generally I would say if you want something to play down to 10 or 15 hertz for like really extreme home theater use, then probably some the Ultimax or woofers like that, which are long excursion, really low FS, are a better choice. But this thing will produce prodigious bass down to 20 hertz. But once you hit that 26 hertz resonant frequency, then it's going to take a lot more power and excursion to get this driver to play lower. So that's something to keep in mind. For music though, this thing should produce as much and as deep bass as you could ever want. It has 21 millimeters X-Max, so it has generous excursion. And from what I've seen, the BL curve is pretty good with the clipple testing that's been done on this. It has a 5-inch voice coil. It has a massive magnet assembly. It's a really high force motor structure on this subwoofer. What else? It's a monster. This box weighs 116 pounds. I'm hoping the driver's lighter than that, because I want to lift it out of this box for you guys to see, and 116 is a lot. I can lift it, but I don't want to hurt my back. So yeah, let's crack into this, and let's crack into this, right? So no pun intended. This showed up last week, and it is a big, heavy box. Saw some plywood in here. Wow, yeah. So oh gosh. I am going to need a screwdriver. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so that's how you know this wasn't staged, because I actually didn't even know I needed this. So let's see. The screws here holding this looks like all packed. Screw. Heck, you even get some plywood for your next project. That's cool. Wow. God, this thing's big. Let's see. Alright, you guys aren't getting the good view here. So that's a 21-inch. That is a big subwoofer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this thing out of here. Let's see if I ate my Wheaties or not. Oh, this is actually screwed down. 4 screws. All right. This is well packed. Screw down, but all right, so I had to go off camera because there were some technical difficulties getting this monster out of the box. Looks like the subwoofer is screwed into this box, which frankly could almost be a subwoofer box for it. And there's some some poorly installed T-nuts on the back, and so those all spun. So thankfully, my 13-year-old son's arms are skinny, and he was able to reach in there and thread them off from the back through the handle holes. So this thing's huge. Let me go grab it. That's a big subwoofer. This is the biggest subwoofer I have ever handled or owned by far. I know that's not the only 21-inch subwoofer. I've seen 32-inch subwoofers at CES, and those are even bigger. But this is big. Beautiful build quality. Looks really nice. The surround looks cartoonish. It does have a paper cone. A massive ferrite magnet. In fact, these ferrite magnets are as big or bigger than many subwoofers out there. And I understand it has two spiders, which you can see. So there's a spider here and a spider there, which improves the linearity, pistonic movement of the voice coil and cone assembly. Really nice cast aluminum frame. It is one channel, single channel, 4 ohms, and supposedly has a 4,000 watt peak power handling capacity, 2,000 RMS. The neat thing about this, and the benefit of going with a subwoofer this big, is even though this is a driver with a relatively low sensitivity, there's so much cone that it's a 95.5 dB sensitivity at 2.8 volts. So this doesn't even need very much power to get going. It's kind of the opposite of what many people probably think, is that in order to drive a subwoofer like this, you need some huge amp, and certainly I'd say at least 1,000 or 2,000 watts is probably what you need to get this thing anywhere near its potential. But even if you just have 200 watts, this is going to put out a lot of sound, because it's already at 95.5 dB. Now take any other subwoofer on the market with a 25 hertz FS, and that's probably going to be certainly going to be below 90, maybe down to even 85 dB. You're talking about difference between 85 and 95 dBs, a massive amount of power. So because you have so much cone, this driver can just do a lot of work. So that's really the benefit. Now, as far as enclosures go, this models pretty well in a 6 cubic foot enclosure. Sealed, you could go down, literally you could just build a little box behind this and DSP the crap out of it. And it does have enough excursion to work in a really small box with DSP, though you'll need tremendous amounts of power for that. But in like a 10 cubic foot vented enclosure, this thing models really well and puts out a lot of sound power. With, again, not a ton of power. I think if you had 500 or 600 watts, you could, put out 25 hertz, well over 115, 120 decibels, and that's a lot of sound volume for one driver. So let me just show you guys some close-ups here. This is my average-sized man hand. Just the surround is so much bigger than what you would see on any other. I mean, I guess some like 12 and 15-inch car audio subwoofers have big surrounds like this, but and it is a stitch surround, so that should help the cone hold up. And you can just see the size of this magnet. The magnet looks average because the frame is so big, but it is really big. And that's the 5-inch voice coil. So I mean, everything, I think without my hand in here, it doesn't look to scale. I understand, or from what I know, Dayton also has a version of this subwoofer with simply a different cone and an accordion surround. And that would be better utilized for, professional audio applications. But actually, because they both use the same motor and magnet and drive assembly, the only real difference is the cone and the surround. They both have very similar performance. They're both high sensitivity. And frankly, you could use this in pro audio as well. Although I don't think anyone has experience pushing one of these real hard for hours on end at a club or something like that. Anyway, so look for an upcoming project with this monster. And I got to talk my wife into letting me use this. Or maybe I'll sneak it behind the couch and see if she notices the couch is 18 inches further from the wall than it used to be. Or maybe I'll propose to build a beautiful, kind of table behind the couch for her to put trinkets and knickknacks on. But then I'll have to glue those down so they don't go flying off during explosion scenes. All right, thanks, guys. Stay tuned.